So, my book is How to Kill a Mockingbird, and it is about this little girl that grows up in Alabama. Her name is Scout. She's the main character, and she basically narrates the book as a child growing up. So I like this book because it is very eventful and interesting. A lot of things happen and it just keeps the reader interested. Like a character in the book, Boo Radley, he's kind of like a ghost in Macomb County. He's not really a ghost, he just lives in his house and doesn't go out ever. So the Radley's house is kind of haunted, and at the beginning of the book they talk about it a lot because they're kids and they're naturally curious about stuff like this, and it's a small town, so everything's kind of interconnected, you know? So then things get a little more interesting as you read the book with the Tom Robinson trial. The Tom Robinson trial is kind of the main event in this book. It's the biggest conflict because throughout the book the author gives a lot of sense to their society's norm and how things are, how their society functions and works, and all the racism that they have in that society, because there is quite a lot of racism in this book. So not just with white people but also with black people, like Carl's friend at the church, which you get to see in this book. So yeah, Atticus, Scout's dad, is defending Tom Robinson because he was accused of raping Mr. Elwell's daughter, Maychella, and he got a lot of hate for that because a white man is defending a black guy, and that's not okay. But it's not that he was defending him, it was that he aimed to defend him, which is something that stuck out to me in one of the chapters. It was a court guy saying, what really bugs me is that he was appointed to defend Tom Robinson, but he aimed to defend him, which stuck out to me because characters like Atticus aren't a lot in Macomb County. So, and he though he got a lot of hate for that, his kids got a lot of hate for that at school because the other kids called Atticus a nigger lover and all that stuff, and Atticus didn't want that for his kids, but he still kept his head held high and persevered. So the book basically leads up to the trial because that's the main event and stuff. And so far I've gotten to the part where it's ended, but they haven't told the reader who got convicted. So it's does Tom Robinson get convicted? Does he not? And I think there's a little bit of foreshadowing because Scout says a jury never looks at a defendant and has convicted, and the jury didn't look at Tom Robinson, so maybe he didn't get convicted. So yeah, it's a very interesting book, but something I'd like to see more maybe is the author being more clear, saying things more clearly. But when I say clearly, I don't mean descriptive, because the author is very descriptive. She paints a very clear image and I can visualize everything and the characters and what they're doing. It's just the transitioning to different stuff is very, not chaotic, but there's a lot of stuff happening. And I get it because Scout's a kid and this is how she's seeing everything. She's going from this to that, but a little more transitioning clarity. So overall, it's a really good book. I think it's very eventful and interesting. If you like something that's eventful and interesting and has a very dictated society, then you should check it out. If you're a lawyer, you should definitely read this book. And if I had to rate it, I'd say it's a 4 out of 5. I'd probably read it again. It's a good book. So yeah, that's How to Kill a Mockingbird. Check it out.